Back with a brand new season of the Premier League, Baba, and everyone can catch every single game live from everywhere. All you need is your phone at 69 Rand. Subscribe to Showmax Premier League.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. It is good times at co.za. Orlando Pirates 2, Cape Town City 0 in the MTN 8 semi-final. It means Orlando Pirates win 3-1. Congratulations. The team that deserves to win won. Well done to Orlando Pirates. Lindo Pep, what do you make of the game, sir?
Congratulations to Orlando Pirates.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations to Jorge Rivero and his technical team. But I just want to give credit to Jacobs, Ryan, the analyst. I think he done an incredible job looking at the first leg. Credit to one man in the technical team that doesn't get the credit, but he always does a good job, and his job under the carpet. Mandla Nqazi. He's one of the assistant coaches in the league that doesn't want it. He's one of the assistant coaches that does his job excellently. So I think that's why he's loved by you, Dr. Ivan Khoza.
I suppose the difficulty is that it's because you don't know what the actual role is of these guys. You find it very difficult to credit the analyst. You can understand because you know what the definition of an analysis, an analyst's job. With the Mandla, whether or not he's being listened to by Coach Rivero, you never really know. But anyways, it is a good point that you're making.
Credit to him.
Credit to those kind of people.
Credit to him, credit to Carlos Paez. I know he might not be mentioned as one of the assistant coaches, but I think they've done incredibly well. Very disappointed by Cape Town City and Eric Tindle.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be very critical of them because they had an incredible second half, more especially in the first leg. Jaden Rhodes, Uzamile Namhlanje, not too bad, a very average performance, even Okamkhelo Mkocho as well. I don't know whether there's an injury there, but Mkocho, of course, is one of the best
talents. I kind of suspect that maybe there is. Because it doesn't make sense. Right? The way that we were speaking about Mkocho the first game and today, that's chalk and cheese. It's night and day in terms of performance. But then sometimes you have off days, but you don't expect it from him because he's so good. Maybe he's injured. I don't know.
Nkulego, it was not even bad. I think it was just average. It wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was just average. Makaringe off. I think maybe Makaringe kancane. I understand Makaringe is a high-profile player, Nkulego. A bigger high-profile player. But for me, if you're a high-profile player, if you're a Domingo, you're a Makaringe, you're a Mkhize, for me, I'm expecting Cape Town. Cape Town has produced some of the best players in the last three seasons in this country. You look at the profile of players that Stellenbosch has, you look at the profile of players that Cape Town City has, more especially the boys that come from TDC. Abo Khudamana, Abo Rhodes, you can mention so many players. For me, if you are coming into a Cape Town and you're a high-profile player like that, can you at least show something? We are not asking Makaringe to score 15 goals or to produce things that are miracles. But in a game, I analyze a game, and I'm watching him in 2 games, 3 games now. I'm saying to myself, can I at least see something from you? Best look through ball, best look team, best look control the game, the tempo of the game. You know what I mean? You look at that midfield, Cape Town City. It's Domingo, it's Makaringe, it's Mkocho. That's a high-profile midfield. I'm expecting them to perform better, more especially playing against the 19-year-old, 20-year-old Umbat. I understand. Where I felt today he was playing in his proper position. Lost a lot of balls for me, in my opinion, Umbat. I praised the boy so much. And last season, I praised him so much. And one of the things is I'm trying to be very careful with starting to overpraise players very early. I'm proving Gonzalez right now because in the last 2 games in Impegile, it's always negative passing. But for me, Eric Tindler, I like the boy was in Namibia, the number 21. He looks exciting.
The forward.
The forward. And then, but there's this interesting tactical structure. And for me, this is where Tindler, and I want to criticize Tindler, but not just him, the performance analyst as well. Because they needed to analyze this thing. In the second half, they had an incredible game. They were attacking that last line very aggressive, Orlando Pirates, playing a diagonal plus, but also being quick in terms of breaker, the line, more especially center. You know, they never used to play three or 4 passes, but breaker as quick as they can. But for me, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the analysis. You're bringing Umnyama again inside. The boy played very well as well. I'm going to give him credit. Sometimes when you're in a losing team. Umnyama played very well. Coming inside, Ngimbonila Zalama one touch, Ngimbonila Zamugia deep, Ngimbonila Zamugia over, Ngimbonila za deep.
Did he win or lose the battle between him and Saleng?
Credit to Saleng. I was going to be very critical.
Because Saleng, for all the criticism that it gets, and of course it will get it because it deserves it sometimes, what you want to see from him is him dominating his fullback. Yes, the profile of Unyama is that naturally he's a forward player.
Yeah.
He's a wide forward player, right? So you're playing against a winger. And he turned him upside down a couple of times.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from Saleng. And then, of course, you want the final product.
Yeah.
Turn Unyama upside down, then give an assist, and then they score. And I think that Saleng did really well in that instance.
Saleng, to be honest with you, I'm very critical of Saleng because I believe that he's got the potential. The boy, the reason I'm critical, the boy is talented. I believe that the boy can be a national team player. I understand, but for me, this is what I wanted. I said for me, win your duels.
Yeah.
Win your 1v1 situations. You are playing against the winger, not a defense. First quality is to attack, not to defend. I said to him, Guma 1v1 situation, you don't pass Ngwen. Tata Lumuntu on. You never. If ever he decides to pass the ball, I was going to be very angry. And I saw him a couple of times. I'm Tata and I boxing. That side, but I feel that double position. For me, I think they were too confused. Liango, number 4, sometimes Idlala is a hybrid center backing and a center. And then Cupido, which is one of the best. I almost forgot about him.
Super talented.
I think he's one of the. I think after Unda is an incredible. I think Unda is a class of his own. I think Abu Grant have done well. They're international players. I think Meles Baprezon, but for me, Cupido is probably one of the second best centre back in the league, in my opinion. I think technically is very good. Can pass both left and right. Can play a deep pass. Can play a 5-meter pass. Reads the game very well. I think if you ask me, what is his best quality? I think his best quality is to read the game. I think he reads the game very, very well.
But he's also balanced as well.
Yeah,
because the thing is, there's an imbalance between a defender who can play the ball but he cannot defend.
Yeah.
Unda can play the ball, can defend.
Yeah.
I think he as well, Cupido, can play the ball and he can defend as well. I agree with you. With neck and neck, perhaps, but obviously Unda has proven himself. He's won cup finals for Orlando Pirates single-handedly. He's won important matches. Has just been called up to the Nigerian national team as well. So Unda, I think, yeah, absolutely. For an African-based player to play for a Nigeria, other than Onwabali, who's a goalkeeper, it means a lot to them as well. What do you think was happening with City? What do you think was happening with them in terms of, because I kind of wanted to gauge that from Utsoguti. Is it the occasion? But of course, it could be a combination of that plus the tactics as well. What do you think happened to them? Because you're disappointed. I'm disappointed with them. I would have expected a better fight from them.
I come from Orlando East, so I went past there. I saw already the stadium was getting full early.
You told me the first thing you got here.
I said the stadium is going to be packed. It's going to be packed. So I think that might contribute. This is a thing with South African football and South African fans. Before I even go to Ndoga Tito and stuff like that, for me, we need to cooperate dribbling and this South African style is now. Ball and stuff like that with modern football principles. We need to incorporate. I mean, I'm not one also criticize. I will never ever criticize that because I love play ball. But what I mean is we need to incorporate that with modern football principles. Because you look at, I'm worried about when they play against an Esperance, when they play against Florida Bengu Al Hilal. I'm worried about teams like that, Al Ahly, Zamalek. Will they be able to dominate those games? Because we must be careful to win the Champions League. We need to grow as fans as well. We need to start celebrating a tackle in this country. You see in Europe, I'm a centre backs every time when they make a challenge, celebrating. I saw Cesana today winning a challenge and you were celebrating like a goal. We need to start celebrating tackles. We need to start appreciating the little things that happen off the ball. Because the dribbling and us being on the ball, sometimes by these big teams, they just watch you do whatever.
You give them time to recover.
Give them time, then back punish. But to be honest with you, for me, ECT, I think the game plan, I didn't understand what they're trying to do.
No.
For me,
the whole 90 minutes, you don't know what they're doing.
You know, what is the game plan? Because for me, I realized the first leg, first half, Tinta wants to bring fullbacks inside. Overload the midfield, dominate the game, get control of the game, find the stability, and then play behind. Why? Because you've got two Gonzalez, you've got two this boy Rhodes, but two Gonzalez plays negative. I think he's letting Utinta down. He's letting Utinta down.
He has a lot of players that are letting him down. Including Abo Makaringe, including Abo Hashim Domingo. I think they probably have 2-3 more matches to play before Tinkler decides, you know what, I need to start looking at my kids now.
But even the bench in Kulego.
I agree with you.
Even the bench.
It's not healthy. It's not the players that he put in, about Jody Ashane. I'm trying to think who else were the quality players. Yes, Toer Goedeman, but he's not a match winner for now.
Who's this point number 33?
Who haven't Sieretsi. You know, but they're not match winners for now. I agree with you that they have a challenge even in the bench as well.
But Nkulego, so what doesn't he have the confidence to think? This is what we need from our coaches. Basically, discuss about Junior Lewood. Can he have a little bit of arrogance and say the results can they fall on me? Can I know John
so
is very involved.
What would you want him to do now, Tinkler? Because what does he stop playing these ones who are experienced, the new ones who are expensive, and play the younger players? Is that what you're implying?
Every club, and this model, everyone need to learn from which one committees. He invested about in 5 or 6, 7 high-profile players for Rick Tinkler, and what balance squad younger players. For me, the high-profile players that he's brought, I know it's still early. We don't know, it's very early, but I'm judging with what I saw today.
It's the third game.
The high-profile players that he brought into the team are letting him down, Kulego. I think for me, Ukhudaman, he has been top, more especially last season. Makaringe is a big player, he's a high-profile player, comes from Orlando Pirates. Maybe they want to give him that respect. But there's a pass I one touch. For me, I thought to myself, this brain, this creativity, can we see? That's why I'm still something. That's what I'm talking about. Can we see something that you have? Can we see what separates you from these younger boys? We are figure you are coming in as a high-profile player, and not just Makaringe alone. They're coming in about Domingo. You're coming in as a high-profile player. The salary is huge. I'm sure we can pay those DDC boys, eh? We can have 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I think the calculation, of course, for John Committees and Eric Tinkler is that angeke squad set because we will probably just be a top 8 team.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they need to supplement with experienced players. And I also think that the time sensitivity of it, of course, makes sense in that you've played Skukune, you played Orlando Pirates twice. So that's 3 matches so far this season. But you make a brilliant point. Even if it's only 3 matches, Makaringe takes shots outside the box, give key passes and through passes, eliminate some players. And that's the same with Domingo.
Yes.
And I think he's going to give Tinkler a decision to make now, Makaringe, and even Gonzalez as well. Tinkler is out of the tournament. He's going to have to think now, what do I do with these guys?
Yeah.
Do I substitute a few of them? Let's now look back at Orlando Pirates as well. They deserve it. They are now on their 3rd consecutive cup final in the MTN8. Clearly, they like this tournament.
Nkulego, it's the 3rd final in the MTN8, but I think overall, I think they made like 5 finals. Ever since Rivera, credit to Jose Rivera and credit to those players as well. The players deserve the credit. To be honest, when Nkulego, for me, the first foundation of the Orlando Pirates, more especially looking at the season where the coach Jose Zumicho Norulan, I think what Orlando Pirates has been looking for so many years is the goalkeeper. I think last season I spoke about the importance of Usipo China playing as a libero in a 3. In between a center back. I think for me, he's the reason why Orlando Pirates has been doing very well. And today, one of the things I saw is that he's a leader as well. He talks a lot, sends a lot of instruction. And I said, I like this. Big clubs, it's not about even when winning, they were leading 2-0. It was about the 78th minute, and I saw them pointing at each other. And I said to myself, this is the attitude. They want to keep a clean sheet. This is championship mentality. The second point I want to talk about is the introduction, balance. Gunda, they've always needed a partner for Gunda.
Yeah.
I think they found one, Gulos Pepe. I think the boy is incredible. The reason why I'm a star, and he's one of the players in Utanda, something that I love, is soul role. One of the reasons why important is soul role is to attract the pressure. And not just to attract the pressure, but to attract aggressive pressure. Because you are trying to say to the opponent, sideways or deep. Or diagonal. Incredible from them. I think they make Orlando Pirates, they give you Orlando Pirates balance, they give you Orlando Pirates stability, but also they play like a deep lying play. Babu is a register in Italy or in Spain. But here, Babu is a deep lying playmaker. They play very deep into as 2 center and center. That's why I'm a defensive midfielder. Orlando Pirates, they don't have the responsibility in collective ball. I think they are the first foundation. They're 3. Sipo Chine and Da Sesane, incredible. And then you look at Umbat. I'm very, I praise the boy so much. But for me, in the last 3 games, I think the boy loses too many balls. Doesn't win his jewels in midfield. Checker sometimes I don't think that's his strength. I think the boy, I understand the positive criticism. We want him to do better. Last season, he was on loan, Orlando Pirates. He fought for the contract that he has.
Yeah.
Can he now show people he's a national team player? And they say, as with Orlando Pirates, obviously, Pirates and national team.
Yeah.
That forces sometimes Rivero to play him, even when, for me, in my opinion, he doesn't deserve to start. You understand? Melabam introduce gradually the boy. Out. Because I feel that sometimes in high pressure situations, the boy makes too many mistakes. But take nothing away from the boy. The boy is a very good player for me, in my opinion. And Tito, I'm worried when they play the Champions League. I'm really worried when they play against the Esperanza.
I think I just want to expand on it. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
I just want to, because what I think is happening with him is that he's responding to critics. He sees the headlines and people sending him these video clips. I think Mashego spoke about him, and there was nothing wrong. Mashego, if a former player is being asked a question, he's going to say, no, I don't understand what's happening here. And if you remember, even the way Ali Kibelang Ali against the Cape Town City, the first leg, he was going into his own half. And Cape Town City players were like, oh, okay, whatever. Where are you going? I think for me, and this is positive, and even for you as well, all of us, it's a positive spirit because we know we can't kill our best players. I've never seen that in AFCON. I started watching football when I was 5 and 6. I've never seen that at AFCON, and if anyone has been stupid enough to try it, it's never worked. And also, knowing the time sensitivity of how quick you should move the ball at Champions League, you waste 2 seconds, Esperance de Tunis rallied behind the ball. You waste 4 more seconds, young Africans rallied behind the ball, which was what happened with Sundowns last year, that Sundowns was so good, but then everyone just rallied behind the ball. I think Tito, if he dreams bigger and forgets about the MTN 8, you're going to win it, well done. But if you want to dream bigger and because we're trying to push Pirates to do CAF Champions League, and they need, if Sundowns is messing up, we need a strong competitor for the league as a country. And I think that Orlando Pirates is the closest one to get there. I've never seen people winning a league by doing that, by dribbling into their own half. And this is not criticism. We want the team to do well, especially for him, because he's been doing really well, Nabo Mofokeng. And that's why I've always said to Mofokeng that it's not hype. He doesn't have to jump on top of the ball. He eliminates players and scores goals. What were you going to say specifically regarding him?
I mean, the first thing ngifuna ukuyiqala so ngifuna abantu bangizwe kabi. Ayinkalakathi yalazi ibhola. Nkalakathi mnandi over. For me, I have said he brings the X factor with PSL. One of the reasons why Orlando Stadium is so, he plays a huge role as well. The last time Orlando Stadium kuleki igcwala kanje was Uteko was still a Orlando Pirates player. For me, in my opinion, like I said, Nkuleko, I don't have a problem with that. Do it at the right time. As well, it's positive criticism. Ngeke uthathe ibhola ungene hafini Cape Town City ulikhibele. It's 1-1 Maybe that's the criticism. I understand the criticism, but I am saying sometimes nami Nkuleko mangisana coach angisana ukuthi intwana more specialism mnandi Nkuleko ngithi ungaphasi ungakashaya idolo, but that's for confidence. That's not to say bamba ibhola ngedolo, no. That's to say asidlaleni ibhola ngeconfidence. You need confidence to play football. If you don't believe that you are one of the best, then angeke uzudlala. Utito believes that he's the best. That's the right attitude he has. That gives him an edge. But I am saying, can he improve, more especially in big games, more especially going into Africa? Because in Africa, you're playing against a lot of European coaches, tactically very astute. Players that are tactically very astute as well. Bazomshaya nge-positioning nange-marking. Bazomdelay. Njengoba ngitshela ukuthi mawubhekile, I was watching Esperance against Sundowns last season. They celebrate even the little things, Nkuleko, their fans. They celebrate the challenge, a tackle. Do you understand? So for me, that's my only worry. In the PSL, because remember Tito as well, in the Orlando Pirates. If Orlando Pirates is better than the 14 other teams. So they will forever dominate.
Yeah, for sure.
They will forever, if you look at it in hindsight.
I mean, Pirates and Sundowns are the top 2 teams, if you include Stellenbosch, top 3 teams. So that means mathematically you have 13 weaker teams than you.
So anyway, you will have a good game. But what I want for Tito is to collaborate those skills with modern football and modern football principles.
I think the elimination aspect.
Yeah, the elimination. He's got it as well. Kunala Nkuleko against the SuperSport aligibela kancane alishukumisa badlala.
Oh yes. Yaphuma kule ntwana lo Mofokeng and he missed it. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Can it be progressive as well? You understand? But one unbelievable talent. But for me, as someone who's watched the South African football for a long time and analyzing football players, bengikhuluma nabo Junior. This boy is a special player, and every game I feel that he surprises me all the time. The boy is special.
I love that kid.
Ekasi, but he's the one that deserves the number 10, but he reminds them a little bit of Uchomo. One of the best quality of that boy. He's got so many, but I think his best quality is off the ball. Pegale rana ishaya na le first touch around nga goalkeeper. Knowing when to create a space off the ball, for me that sets him apart, because in football distance means time. The distance as guy on a year guys, it looks like he's always has time on the ball. And also I like the fact that he's technically very good as well. He's got the right confidence. He believes in himself. That's very important in football. You need to believe you are one of the best.
I think his parents are going to be very important. I understand his father used to play as well. Guma lower leagues. I saw a clip of his father playing Win Nedbank Cup. Scoring in the Nedbank Cup. His parents and his mother as well is always involved, obviously. I've seen a few clips. I think his parents are going to be important. I say that because you saw when he was taken out now, that there's going to be a build-up, yokuba mkhulu, and this happens to all of us. Whether you didn't shoot a YouTube video 5 years ago and then now you have like 1 million subscribers, siyakhula, siyakukumala, and there's nothing wrong with that. You start making money and stuff like that, and you start seeing people as less than you. I'm not saying that that's what's happening with that kid. I'm saying his parents and how they deal with him are going to be crucial. No, Ntwana, my bad keeper, it's fine. Every player, every now and then, will be taken out. Even Nabo Cristiano, Nabo Messi, they get taken out sometimes. Don't make it an event with facial expression yako. Akumelanga sikhulume ngaleyo nto ukuthi awujabulanga ukuthi bakeep stuff like that. I think these parents are going to be very, very important.
Yeah, so many high-profile players have struggled with that, but Ibako still a big time. I hope that will. But me, also basically on studio. I said I like the attitude. I like the fact that he's angry.
You shouldn't be happy.
You shouldn't be happy
for coming out.
More especially playing well, Nkulego. But Nkulego, Orlando Pirates, I want to speak about 2 players that I don't often speak about, and I want to give them credit because I'm very critical of them. Nkulego, mina ngumuntu believer in talent more than anything. I believe that you must be gifted and you must be talented, and then we add from the talent and we add from the gift as well. We can't develop a discipline. For me, Uhoto, he doesn't get the praise that it deserves because I just feel like he's got a lot of energy, but he brainless, yes, at times. But his thinking can be better. But I want to give him credit today. He played very, very well. My man of the match. Uhoto covers us distance, box to box, played very well, dominated.
The second player, and the process is bring box up, and then
played very well, Uhoto.
Just give me a second, and I want to see the score is bring box and the All Blacks. Not the All Blacks scored 3 SB.
Hey, Yasupi All Blacks. Hey, in transport language.
12-8. So Gulita Zona. The All Blacks, at least we have 8. That means we scored a try and a penalty. Or if they score, this is going to be a conversion to make it 14-8. But we are within touching distance. Let's see Damien McKenzie taking a conversion. He smiles as well sometimes when he's about to kick the ball. It's like a psychopathic thing that he does.
Looks like a model, that guy.
Damien McKenzie, it's out. So I think we'll go to halftime at 12-8. That means we are within touching distance. The All Blacks can demolish you if you're not on song. So 12-8 is within 1 score. If you score 1 try, will be 13. So, anyways, the second player is wrap up.
Dion Hoto, very impressed by him. Second player is Umabasa. Utso every time he says that, Yabo.
Utso, he wants strikers in the box, and that's it.
In the 6-yard box. But also I want to give credit to Umabasa. I think there's one thing in it. I think I'm starting. I'm allowed to change my mind. Ngithanda i-wall pass. I like the wall pass.
What's the wall pass?
Wall pass. Ile pass, it's the one-touch pass when there's an opponent behind. Pass in simple form. Wall pass. You understand? I don't know.
It's an alternative. It's an alternative version of holding up play. It's not like you are receiving the ball and holding it, but you're releasing it immediately. You know.
I think in Europe they call it a bounce pass. I think it's a bounce pass. Very impressed by Mabasa. I like his bounce pass. Always in the right positions as well. But also, lastly, I want to give credit to whoever that prepares a set piece. I don't know who's the set piece coach at Orlando Pirates. For me, that's another detail that
they're starting to think about it.
They're thinking about it.
They're starting to think about it because it's not just crossing it. You could see, I think, 2-3 times where they played short. And then there's another option as well to play it again shorter. That's a good spot. You spotted that. And it means that they're trying to think about it now.
Big clubs pay attention to details. And for me, set piece, Orlando Pirates need to be dominant there. They really need to. But for me, I'm very impressed when I set piece. I could see that tactically they are sharp, depth, but sharp, set piece, background, technical team sharp. I think Orlando Pirates is well balanced. I think they'll do very well this season.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much, Lindo. Hey, my mind has been on the Springboks the whole time you were speaking, but we're shooting a podcast, Bruh, you're going to be here, you and Bobo, you're going to be here the whole season. So, akumelanga wonke ama-ideas wethu siwashiye kwi-video eyi-1.
But there's so much. There's so much to talk about.
We'll watch Pirates. Think about it. Pirates will play 30 matches because we cover Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns. We'll watch them in all of those 30 matches. If you forget 1 point, you'll make it in another video. Well, they're also in the Champions League as well. So everyone, thank you so much. We also consider, obviously, remember that we have different people. There will be more people even. Bobo is coming back next week. There'll be more people. So every time we shoot videos as well, to the people that want these videos to be longer, we have to keep it within 10, 15 minutes of each person, just to make sure that we have enough time. People have to go home. Justice has to do his editing. There are other things to be done. Secondly, of course, it's data. Data is very expensive in South Africa. On average, 7 minutes consumed within our videos anyways. So even if we were to do an hour, 7 to 10 minutes would be the average time that someone can, at least with their data, watch the video. So we try and compress it as much as we can. And of course, you know that we've shot over 1,700 videos. So we'll be here next week and the week after that and the week after that. Whatever we miss on one video, we'll touch on it in another video as well. Here it's all saying yes. That means we've scored.
11.
There you go. iDiskiTV, Diski Times, also sports betting. Thank you very much for watching us.